In a stunning twist, the FBI has discovered a secret notebook hidden in the bedroom of the late Hollywood legend, Gene Hackman. Up to this point, the world believed the Oscar-winning actor passed away of natural causes. But could this newly found evidence suggest otherwise? Authorities have not revealed the notebook's contents, but sources close to the investigation hint that it may contain information that challenges everything we thought we knew. What was Hackman keeping hidden? And why is the FBI involved? This discovery could rewrite the truth about the actor's death. On February 27th, the world was devastated by the loss of legendary actor Gene Hackman. The 95-year-old, best known for his roles in The French Connection, Unforgiven, and The Conversation, had been out of the public eye for decades, enjoying a quiet life in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with his wife, Betsy Arakawa. Given his advanced age, many assumed that his passing was due to natural causes. But then, details began to emerge, and suddenly, things didn't add up. Hackman hadn't died alone. His wife, 30 years his junior, had also been found dead in the same home. While tragic, some speculated that she had simply died of a broken heart. But then came the revelation that one of their dogs, a healthy German shepherd, had also perished. The other two, however, were completely unharmed. The unusual circumstances raised eyebrows, prompting authorities to take a much closer look at what had really happened inside the secluded Santa Fe residence. A shocking discovery was made when a maintenance crew arrived at the couple's residence for scheduled work. After repeated knocks went unanswered, they entered the unlocked home and were immediately struck by the eerie silence. Gene Hackman was found near the mudroom in a state of advanced decay, as if he had collapsed suddenly. His wife, Betsy, was discovered in a bathroom near the front entrance, with a prescription bottle lying open beside her. Scattered pills were found on the floor. The German shepherd was in the hallway, while the couple's other two dogs sat nearby, seemingly unbothered by their surroundings. The scene was chaotic, disjointed, and eerily undisturbed. Authorities quickly determined that there were no signs of forced entry or struggle. No obvious injuries were found on either Hackman or his wife, and the home itself showed no indication of a break-in. Initially, the police worked under the assumption that it had been a tragic double passing, perhaps illness, perhaps grief. But then, more strange details came to light. The bodies had been there for several days. Hackman's pacemaker had stopped transmitting data on February 17th, suggesting that he had died around that time, 9 days earlier. But why hadn't anyone noticed sooner? Toxicology reports were ordered, and tests for gas leaks and carbon monoxide poisoning were conducted. When those came back negative, authorities were left with more questions than answers. If this had been a natural passing, why had their dog also died while the other two lived? As speculation mounted, the FBI was called in to assist with the investigation. That's when they found something that changed everything. What really happened to Gene Hackman and his wife? As the world continues to process the shocking deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, the theories surrounding their passing have only grown. At first glance, the explanation seemed simple. Hackman was 95 years old, and many assumed his death was a natural consequence of aging. However, as more details emerged, that theory quickly fell apart. Had Hackman died alone, old age would have been a reasonable conclusion. But the fact that his wife, significantly younger and in good health, was also found dead, along with their German shepherd, complicated things. Old age doesn't explain the simultaneous deaths of two people and a dog, while two other dogs remained unharmed. That discrepancy forced investigators to consider other possibilities. Carbon monoxide poisoning was one of the first potential causes that investigators examined. The conditions in the Hackman residence initially seemed to support this possibility. However, toxicology reports quickly dismissed this theory. While there were trace amounts of carbon monoxide in the house, 0.33%, it was far below the lethal threshold. A fatal level typically exceeds 50%. Furthermore, if the house had been filled with enough carbon monoxide to kill two people, all of the animals should have been affected. This was not the case. The mystery deepened. With carbon monoxide ruled out, another potential explanation surfaced: food poisoning. If Hackman, his wife, and their dog had consumed something contaminated, it could have resulted in a fatal reaction. But as investigators examined this theory, it too started to fall apart. Food poisoning rarely causes sudden, simultaneous deaths. Symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and dehydration typically precede fatality. There were no reports of the couple seeking medical attention or showing signs of distress in the days leading up to their deaths. If food poisoning was involved, why did it kill the couple and only one of their 3 dogs? The inconsistencies were enough to keep investigators searching for alternative explanations. As theories crumbled, the discovery of a single, seemingly innocuous object changed everything. During their search of Hackman's residence, FBI agents uncovered a notebook in his bedroom. This wasn't unusual. Many people keep journals or notes. But what made this particular notebook stand out was the way it was written. While the FBI has remained tight-lipped about its contents, sources close to the investigation claim that the writing inside appears strange, almost as if it were in code. There are reports of unusual symbols, incomplete phrases, and disjointed sentences that don't seem to make immediate sense. Could Hackman have been keeping secrets? Was he trying to communicate something before his death? Just when the case seemed to be stalling, an anonymous source from within the investigation team leaked some of the notebook's contents. The leaked excerpts revealed cryptic entries that seemed to reflect Hackman's growing paranoia and confusion. Among the most chilling was a reference to an unknown figure whose name was repeated several times, someone Hackman appeared to believe was connected to a sudden and unexplained change in their health. Hackman's writings hinted at a rapid and unsettling shift in both his and Betsy's well-being, something they hadn't experienced before. He was reportedly distraught by the fact that both he and his wife suffered from the same bizarre symptoms: unrelenting fatigue, dizziness, blurred vision, and persistent muscle weakness. Another entry mentioned a specific unsettling date, February 16th. Hackman wrote of waiting for something to happen, as if anticipating a significant event. The most haunting part was an incomplete sentence that seemed to suggest a fear of something that might have been closing in on him. Whatever came for her, it's coming for me next. What was Hackman trying to say? Could the mysterious entries be related to his and his wife's untimely deaths? Was he afraid of something? Maybe a hidden danger closing in on them? Did he suspect foul play? Or was it all simply the ramblings of an elderly man filled with confusion that just happens to appear suspicious in hindsight? As of now, no official statement has been made regarding the contents of the notebook, and its pages remain sealed from the public. But the leaked content seems to change everything. Until more details emerge, all the world can do is wait and speculate. The truth remains just out of reach, buried in the pages of a notebook that may or may not hold the answers everyone is desperately searching for.